Welcome, Vinny. How are you,
I
mate?
am well, thank you, Martin.
Oh,
Yourself?
It's good to see you here.
Oh, for a change outdoors.
No, I know, mate. We are here at Essendon Airport. This is my neck of the woods. So, guys, welcome. Borders and Beyond today, we're going to be talking about the World Cup, T20 World Cup, that is about to start in a couple of days, February 7th to be precise. And so who else can we get here but Vinny, who is the resident expert for these kind of things. So I have pleaded and begged and to bring him on. And so thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it. And welcome.
Thank you, Martin. Doesn't take a lot to sort of twist my arm when it comes to talking cricket,
Yep.
and especially talking cricket with one of my best mates, really. So, and outdoors, we're sitting here enjoying
Yep.
a bit of sunshine. So,
Yep.
didn't take a lot of
No.
arm twisting in that regard. But always a pleasure. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having me.
All good, mate. All good. All right. So, well, the World Cup is starting in how many-
Exactly a week.
in
Today's
the
the 31st of January. We're recording this, and the opener is on the 7th of Feb.
Yeah,
So,
and apparently it's going for 1 month, isn't it? March 8th is the finals.
there you go.
Yeah, all right. So it's going to be
packed schedule.
It's a completely packed schedule. So walk us through it, brother. I mean, like there's the game, there's the controversy, there's a whole of drama, but it's like a Bollywood movie. So let's let's get into it. So let's just start off with the tournament itself. Walk us through it. How many people are playing? There are eight venues, isn't it? 5 in India, 3 in Sri Lanka.
Correct,
So
correct.
two in Colombo and 1 in Kandy.
That's exactly right.
All right. So we're doing Chennai, Kolkata, Mumbai, Ahmedabad, and New Delhi. Delhi, Arun Jaitley Stadium. That shit show of a stadium that they.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I shouldn't
that's-
say that.
Yeah, well, that's the only stadium there anyway. But look, cricket, the sport, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh yeah.
Right? You think by now
Yeah.
all the chatter would be just around the team and the favorites, but no. To call it a Bollywood movie is probably doing a disservice to Bollywood. This is like a Bollywood series, right? I mean, there is an episode, it ends with a cliffhanger. Every day is a new day. There's some breaking news. Even at this stage,
Yeah.
this relatively stage,
Yeah.
we've got a couple of teams, or one particular team that still hasn't confirmed their participation. Well,
We'll
hasn't
get to that.
confirmed their 100% participation in the
We'll
games.
get to that one.
So
We'll get to that.
There's still stuff. And can you imagine
Yeah.
a World Cup, a world tournament,
Yep.
right? World Cup tournament. You're at the sort of the business end, and we still got there's details that need to be polished.
Well,
So-
I mean, yeah. Look, it is a bit strange. I mean, Pakistan, but I know
We'll get to that. Let's get
we'll
to
get to that. So there are 3 stages to this, right? I mean, groups. There's a group stage, Super 8, and knockouts. Is
Yeah.
that right? And 4 groups of 5 teams,
Correct?
and then in Super 8 is split into 2 groups. Is that right?
Correct.
Of 4 teams round robin.
Yep.
And then the knockouts.
That's right.
All right, and then it goes to March 8th, and that's the
final.
Fun. Okay, so my first question to you. My first question to you is this: if India and Pakistan are in the finals, where are they playing?
Colombo.
Right, and can Colombo handle it?
Oh yeah, for sure. Now the question is,
There are two. There are 2 venues in Colombo, though. Which one is it?
That's a hard one. I until I look at that.
Yeah.
And to be fair,
Yeah.
the chances of that's not to say it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But the chance of India and Pakistan ending up in the final is, look, I wouldn't put my money on it, not because of anything else, considering the fact that they're the 2 teams in the same group. So
Yeah.
for them to sort of end up in the final, it'll require a lot of permutations and combinations to go around
Yeah,
it.
that's
You
right.
would think, someone from another group. Because they're sort of in the same group, So the chance of that happening is probably
Yeah.
slim,
Yeah.
but you can't rule out anything, right?
Okay.
A couple of washouts here and there, and then it gets down to net run rate, and that's where things get tricky. But
Yeah.
the chance of India and Pakistan ending up in the finals is, I wouldn't put my house on it at this
Yeah.
stage.
Fair enough. Right. Okay, walk us through this, mate. I mean, 8 places they're playing, and
Look, I
1
think-
month of tournament. That's a long tournament.
Yeah, look, and to be fair, there's 20 teams, right? So you factor in the teams and stuff. It is,
Yeah.
and look, at the end of the day, the economics, the commerce rules, right? So you want this in prime time, and I dare say there won't be a lot, or even the day games will be the lesser heralded teams, really. So that they're organizing in such a way that the blockbuster games will always be on a weekend, and that's always been the case, right?
Okay. So
you
what do you
make
say the week? What's a block? I mean, let's park the India Pakistan. What are the blockbusters are we talking about? Are we talking Australia, New Zealand?
Australia, New Zealand is not well.
Australia, India.
Yes, there is there. Then
Uh-huh.
you've got other teams in there. If there's ever a Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, well, there's no Bangladesh, but
Yeah.
you know. So there's things in there. I'm talking more about, let's put it plain and simple. Anytime India is playing is primetime television. So it will be towards the end of the day. It'll be a day-nighter. The chance of having a day match is less. But look, I think we'll discuss all that when the tournament goes around. At this stage, I think there's bigger stuff in there, right?
Well, walk us through the bigger stuff then.
Only because, look, there's no point talking about the fixtures. Now, the fixtures are there.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of stuff, and this coincides really well with the underlying theme of the Borders and Beyond channel, really.
Yeah.
There's this cricket that is laced with geopolitics,
It is indeed.
for want of a better word, right?
Well, yeah, it started with a spark, right? I mean, where the Mustafa, how do you spell his name?
Mustafiza. Let's go, just, the chain of the chronology of events, right?
Yep.
So, last month, I should say last year, really, which is 30
last
days
year.
ago, really.
Yeah.
Late last year,
Yep.
we had the BCCI issue. So this is on the back of the IPL auctions, right? Mind you, right after the World Cup, we have the IPL tournament, which, that goes for 90 days. So they had the mega auction, they had teams splurge, secure their squads. And as part of that squad, you had Kolkata Knight Riders bid for the Bangladeshi bowler Mustafizur Rahman. Now, Mustafizur Rahman has been a bit of a hot commodity in the T20 circuit, especially the IPL. So he's always been around, barring injury.
Yeah.
So he's a bit of a T20 specialist.
Yeah.
And the KKR franchise successfully bid for him. Off the top of my head, I can't remember the exact dollar amount, but safe to say that he was the highest paid Bangladeshi player.
Okay.
And in the IPL, you have a host of Bangladeshi players as well. They've always been around. Shakib Al Hassan is, almost a legend of the IPL tournament.
Yep.
He's the highest paid player. KKR are happy they've secured him, and he sort of pledged his services to KKR for the tournament.
Yeah. For the season. Or
Correct, for the season, correct. Now, late last year, the BCCI secretary, Devajit Saikia, issues a directive straight to the KKR management saying, please release Mustafizur Rahman. And now I'm paraphrasing, but the directive were to the effect of, due to sort of internal matters between countries, we require you to release Mustafizur Rahman from the tournament. They are at liberty to choose whoever they want, but by virtue of that, Mustafizur loses his contract and he's not to play the IPL. Now, that came as a bit of a surprise, purely because as much as the BCCI has said there was some internal things, there was nothing, and you can correct me, this is your domain, Martin. There was no, what's the word I'm looking for? There was no sort of impending proxy war between India and Bangladesh. Yes, there's been some political tension, but there was nothing to suggest that, let's put it plainly, it's not an India-Pakistan situation.
No, it's not.
Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, personally speaking, right, I am dead set against politicization of sport. I am dead set against it. But we are in an era where hyper-nationalism, hyper-politicization of anything and everything is happening. I get that part. But I thought we would be smarter than this. Because, let me put it this way. Yes, there is a political turmoil happening in Bangladesh, right?
But not to national.
No, that's not. And the fact that the BCCI had then come in and says something like, you need to drop this guy because of what X, Y, Z, whatever it is, right? It's not as if it's like an India-Pakistan situation,
Correct.
right?
There was nothing preceding. There were no.
There was nothing like that, right? By the way, if you're hearing helicopters and planes, we're at the Essendon airport, so you're going to be hearing planes taking off, helicopters landing, emergency services taking off. So have fun with it. There's a guy. There is a helicopter right there. You can't see it, but I can. So basically, what I'm trying to drive at here is that one, there was an overreaction from BCCI, and there was bound to be, without any question, there was bound to be a reaction backwards. Correct?
Absolutely,
Now,
absolutely.
and anybody that feigns that, oh, they didn't expect this, is lying through their teeth, right? Because let's reverse the whole thing. If this was happened to India, we would have cracked the shits.
Let's park that question for now. I guess the only reason is for the benefit of our people. And look, this is not sort of the most well-kept secret.
Yeah.
But just so we can go in a flow of events.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what happens, and then we'll say
Okay,
how
yeah,
it was.
yeah. Walk us through this.
Yeah. So that was the directive issued.
Yeah.
So for no rhyme or reason, for no fault of Mustafizur Rahman, he's
Yeah.
dropped from the IPL.
Exactly.
The Bangladesh Cricket Board, look, they're well within their rights. I wouldn't say it was right. They took offense to it. Actually, I take back. I would say, as a cricket board, as a responsible cricket board, they did take offense to it.
Yeah.
Now, how they reacted is something that we could debate on.
Yeah. See, that's where it gets a bit silly.
Correct.
Right.
Right.
And this is. Do you mind if I just
No,
have
please,
a
please. Yeah.
commentary on it? This was between BCCI. It's an IPL local match. It's a local tournament.
That's
right?
a real good point to make.
Right?
Yes.
It's a local tournament.
Yeah.
BCCI steps in and says, this is a BCCI flagship tournament. We don't want you here. We don't want this part, whoever it is, right? They have the right. They do have the right to put it in. Was it smart? No, definitely not. But they do. But the way the BCB went about it, right, and escalated, it went up the escalation ladder, cranked it up to 500, right? That, I think, was stupid. Now, I get it. This was against a guy, he's well known. He's a player, and he's a Bangladeshi player, right? And BCB, went overboard with it. I think they could have retaliated and said, there will be no more Bangladesh players playing the IPL moving forward for the next foreseeable future.
Great.
That would have been appropriate.
Correct.
And when things settle down, even when the churn settles down in Bangladesh, they would have said, this is something that we are maintaining, and they can keep it going. So there is a bit of pain on both sides, and it would have been a measured pain, right? And there would have been a measured response.
Correct.
But to escalate it up the ladder, take it to 500, go for an ICC tournament, that I think was completely wrong.
And the problem there is, and the BCCI didn't help their cause as well with the optics of it, because so the way the BCB retaliated is, again, our viewers are well aware of this. This is the world's worst kept secret, really.
Yeah.
The way the BCB retaliated was, they said, all right, by doing this, we now are reluctant to travel to India for the T20 World Cup, because all of Bangladesh's matches were to be played in India. So they said, we now do not want to play there. Well, actually, I'll take that back. We will only play in the tournament, if our matches are rescheduled to Sri Lanka instead. So basically, they held their position in the T20 World Cup to ransom. Now, the problem here is, Martin, like you rightly said, BCCI, the governing body for the IPL, passed whatever verdict or whatever the judgment they passed was purely for the IPL alone, nothing to do. But the problem here is they've equated BCCI to the ICC.
They've conflated it.
They've conflated it, exactly.
Yeah,
the lines have gotten blurred.
Look, no doubt, BCCI has a larger than life presence in ICC.
Yeah.
But they've conflated the two, right? And that should not have been conflated.
Correct.
Now, I can understand national pride, whatever it is. I don't know whether this is national pride.
This is not national pride.
This is where I think it gets a bit silly.
Yes.
Right?
And I'll tell you why this is in a second.
And I look, the BCB, if they were smart and hadn't done this, they had played this smartly, they would have had a better. The public would have been more supportive of their stance, right? And the fact, there's no question about it, guys. I mean, we all know the BCCI literally runs cricket, right? And there is already, I'm in Australia, you're in Australia, we already have a feeling, even in this country, that BCCI has way too much power, and the way they use it is really not subtle about
It's the second part that is more. So it's, again,
it's not subtle about it.
They almost flaunt it. They rub it in.
They'll rub it in, right? There's no ifs or buts about it. I mean, look, let's go back 50 years. The guys in England and Australia controlled the cricket. As much as, they did shit, and look, they did a lot, but they didn't rub it, or maybe they did.
They
did rub it, but, the press went along and managed to make things.
No, look, Martin, back then it wasn't. I guess, right, back then it was just England and Australia. They ruled it, and, especially the subcontinent countries, they had to sort of earn their right for their place at the table, right? And that's where the Asian Cricket Council was born, really.
Okay,
Ironically, they are the three teams
and
that
it's
can't
funny,
stand each other now.
Yeah.
India, Pakistan, Bangladesh hate
I mean,
each
like Dalmia was the one that fought tooth and nail to get Bangladesh into
Yes,
the test. He
absolutely.
literally fought tooth
Absolutely.
and nail to get them there. And look at, this is where we are. I mean, this kind of, it's a sad look. I hate to bring this, but it is.
No, we got to call it as it is.
The India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh were three countries completely suffering from PTSD of partition, and that is just carrying on, and none of us can come to terms with any one of these things, right? And it really, I struggle with this in the sense that, everything is a major flare-up when it doesn't need to be.
You're absolutely right. Suddenly this becomes a proxy war. And can I hand on heart ask this question? Why does this only happen when it comes to cricket? Any other field of sport, do you hear of an Indian soccer team or a Pakistan soccer team kicking up?
Because we're not good at that shit.
That's exactly right. It's only because that, one. Two, cricket just brings eyeballs. So this is a political instrument. All they're using it is just to favor the politician's agenda.
That's it.
And the people at the helm, whether we like it or not, have their fingers stuck in some political pie or the
Absolutely.
other. And that is the problem. Sorry, Martin, just to cut you off. So long and short of it is Bangladesh Cricket Board, they retaliated saying, we don't want to play in India because of security concerns. Actually, I'll save this for later when we go there. But it's only when it comes to cricket, India, Pakistan refuse to engage in any sort of dialogue beyond cricket, and yet they're magically put in the same group.
Every time.
Right? Every time. They'll go to the ground. They'll refuse to shake hands. Okay, again, this is India, not Pakistan, in Pakistan's defense. They just do this and sometimes you and I look here looking silly.
The last time me and you spoke about something, right? We said, it's like it's set up this way to have the drama.
Yeah.
So that there's more eyeballs and there's controversy. No publicity is bad publicity, as you say. There's another plane taking off. Yeah. Someone is learning on a Cessna here, 172, I reckon. Oh, yes, it is a Cessna 172. There you go. Oh, cool. That's our student pilot. Look, these controversies are ginned up. I think they're absolutely ginned up. And this is where I'm going to add my little knowledge of, cricket and geopolitics here. I reckon this PCB stuff of Mushin Naqvi, it's just part of that, right? Because let's just put it this way. the more controversy there is, the more eyeballs you get. And when eventually the game starts, there is more. There's a lot more people watching it because they jinged up the emotions.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right? People are really annoyed and angry that they're watching it, and it's like, okay, well, we're not taking guns to the field, but we're taking bats to the field, and we're going to beat the shit out of it.
You know what this reminds me of?
Yeah.
Another sporting analogy. It's like Don King back in the day when he used to promote boxing. Thriller in Manila.
The trash talking.
The white man versus the other.
Yeah, it is complete trash talking. But this is a
good versus bad, good versus evil, and then it's up to the
man
public.
was a master marketer, and this is basically a different version of it. I agree. I completely agree. So now the BCB obviously request relocation of Group C matches.
No, they take offense, and then they initially say, we are now reluctant to come. They cite in security concerns.
Yep.
Right? Again, I can see where they're coming from.
Yep.
We can empathize why they've taken this, but the reasoning they chose is absolutely ludicrous. So they then go ahead and kick up a sting and say, we don't want to do that. We want matches to be, we don't feel safe in India. So mind you, they're retaliating for a tournament that is being conducted by the ICC, not the BCCI. Again, as Martin pointed out, the BCCI does have a level of influence within the ICCI, but for all intents and purposes, this is a tournament that is run under the jurisdiction of the ICC, which is the International Cricket Council, right?
Yes.
Which is supposed to be the governing body of
supposedly,
right?
Well,
Look, on paper, by definition, they do. Reality is a different thing altogether, but for what it's worth, it's an ICC-run event.
Yeah.
Now, as part of it being a global event run by the ICC, they did have before these matches were scheduled, or right after the matches were scheduled, they did have an independent security assessment, which is required in these global tournaments. Come, and they had ratified and certified the political situation to be completely neutral.
The security situation, you mean?
Security situation, sorry, my apologies.
And that's a fact, right? Let's be honest with that. There's a lot of countries, 20 countries coming flying in, right? Scotland, England, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, you name it, everyone is there. They've done an independent security check. Individual countries would do a security check. I know Australia will.
It's not biased. This is completely independent.
Independent, right? So just to make sure that there's no issues with this. So the fact that Bangladesh comes in and says, we fear for others, that was complete bullshit.
Yeah.
Right?
So they
should have just been honest enough to say, you know what, we don't want to play in India. We feel they're unfriendly to us. That would have even got.
I'll let you finish here.
They should have said, look, we don't feel. It's not about security or anything. We just this unfriendly action has resulted in us not feeling very comfortable playing there. We don't want to play there. We'll play India India in Colombo. But the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, this is it. This has been set up. Everything has been arranged. Everyone knows that India and Pakistan are not going to play in India. So that has been taken care of. And for Bangladesh to come in and say, if India and Pakistan can't play in India, why can't we not? But the fact of the matter is, it's already set.
Correct.
There's logistics there. There's a whole host of things that goes in the background to get this tournament up and running, right? So what you're trying to ask is append other people to move to somewhere else, because at the end of the day, that it just becomes, a shabonzo.
Correct, right? And it's this close to the tournament. Mind you, this has happened late December. So we're talking less than 8 weeks to the tournament.
Correct.
Right? So the timing plays it. And it's not as simple as you pointed out, Martin, where they've just gone, we'll replace whoever's in that group, replace them with us, and then it doesn't work that way. There's a reason why these groups were set up. There's 2 test-playing nations, and then they've got the other associate nations as well. It's not that straightforward to move around.
No.
But the reasoning, and look, there's, as we pointed out, and this is where Pakistan comes in, PCB rather than Pakistan. The PCB, they've gone in and, what's the word I'm looking for? They've decided to sort of stoke the fire for and this is only Mohsin Naqvi for his political gain. Because at the end of the day, he's a politician.
Yes.
That is his first sort of paycheck. His paycheck comes from being a politician, right?
Yeah.
Secondly, he's the PCB chairman. He's an interior minister. So they've stoked the fire and said, oh, the reasoning the BCB gave the Bangladesh Cricket Board said was, well, it's happened to India. India's done that before, and they are right. India has done it numerous times before.
What's that?
Refused to play in the host nation, especially if it's in a case like Pakistan. Case in point is the last Asia Cup, which was supposed to be hosted by Pakistan, but India played all their games in the Middle East, in Dubai, right? But there is a history to it. India made their stance clear. Now, I'm not saying the stance that India, the recourse action that India took, the course of action that the BCCI took was correct, but they've always made their stance clear from day dot that they will not travel to Pakistan.
That's the thing, right? Day dot.
Yeah.
They said, we will not play Pakistan in Pakistan.
In Pakistan,
right?
not
From
at the
day.
end.
So they gave the compromise and said, we'll play it in a neutral venue, no problems. Right? This is not a last minute. They said, initially said, yeah, we'll play. And then 1 week before the game starts,
by the way.
Oh, no, sorry, we're not willing to do this. That's not what happened.
Yeah,
right?
and India's had this stance for
now,
10
is it
years?
right? Probably not.
No.
I don't, look, probably not. But look, at the end of the day, they gave enough runway for them to forecast it and plan it and book all the necessary logistics for it, get things organized so that, it can be done in a smooth manner. The problem, pardon me, I'll just give me 2 minutes and I'll hand it back to you. The problem with what Bangladesh is doing is this. People just think it's just, okay, we're just playing the game. But don't forget, there's the security aspects of it, right? 1. 2, there's the hotel accommodation aspect. So you have booked well ahead in advance, right? Right, so there's that part of it. Then, so if you're going to play there, that means the slot is, you have to find a new slot or you have to append someone else, right? And send them to India, right? That basically means they now have to go and do
the groups.
Yeah, so rejig the groups. But more importantly now is they have to now go and find their own accommodations and everything changes, right?
Everything
changes. So it becomes a nightmare. It's impossible. I mean, just imagine, let's put it this way, very bluntly. Just imagine a wedding, everything is set in place, and then all of a sudden when somebody says, I'm sorry, I can't sit with this person, or I don't want this. It just makes it impossible.
Yeah.
You should have said in the beginning, we would have planned it ahead of time, but once it is set in stone and everything is paid for and everybody's... Yep. So that's basically where I'm going with that.
No,
All right,
you're
I'll hand over to you. Sorry.
No, Martin, no, that's absolutely spot on. And the other key thing in this is, if you start succumbing to these requests so late into the tournament, you are setting a precedent. So
Yes.
what's going to happen then? Right? Bangladesh does it, and tomorrow, if, I don't know, again, I'm just pulling.
Raining a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's drizzling here. But imagine if Zimbabwe tomorrow comes in and says, oh, we can't play there.
Yeah. All right. So I don't know where we stopped off. Sorry, guys. By the
Yes.
way, we were just had people come in and jump in the middle of the frames.
The joys of doing public outdoors.
Yeah. And there's a cop here now. So something is happening. So okay. Well.
It's all happening.
It's all happening right
The
now.
famous Bill Laurie said, it's all happening at the G.
It's all happening at the. So anyway, all right. So back to Bangladesh.
Yeah,
Go on. Let's kick it off from there. Yeah.
So where we stopped was basically, you can't just succumb to a team's demands this late into a tournament, right?
No, you can't.
You are making a bit of a mockery of the governing body and the effort that's required to organize such a tournament. So yeah, Bangladesh has gone ahead and said, the ICC then went back and said, no, we call BS on that, because at the end of the day, there is...
Yep, go on.
We call BS on that because there is nothing. It has been cleared by an independent security agency. But then Bangladesh then says, oh, we're still not this thing. Let's put it to a vote. And
That's interesting.
Yeah, they put it to a vote.
There are 14
and
members.
14 members, and
12 of them said no.
they all put it the other way around. Only 2 people voted in support of Bangladesh.
Well,
One
Bangladesh
team being Bangladesh
yeah.
themselves. And out of all of this, the politician himself, Mr. Mohsin Naqvi, decides to not pander to his political ego and suddenly decides to play Big Brother and says, we support Bangladesh in what? All they said was, we think there's a grave injustice being meted out to Bangladesh, and we therefore support their stand. We think what's happening to Bangladesh is not right. He's not wrong, but again, as we mentioned, they're conflating both the issues. Now, Pakistan has Mohsin Naqvi, not Pakistan. Mohsin Naqvi has been at the other end of the table. He's received the short end of the stick because
Sorry, yeah? There's a lot of action happening in the airport now. So I have a feeling there's an emergency landing coming to happen. That's why we have the fire trucks coming up. So something is happening. There is some form of an emergency landing expected, if I'm not mistaken, because we wouldn't have fire trucks if not. All right, let's go on. Moving back to Mohsin Naqvi now.
So he's gone ahead, and because he was left red-faced during the Asia Cup, where the Indian team refused to take the trophy from him. And what did he famously do? Walked away with the trophy. There's still no trophy being handed over. So he's used this as a bit of a stepping stone to make his voice heard, for lack of a better word. Bangladesh then goes. So the vote has gone against them. So Bangladesh then goes, oh look, they still are refusing to accept the judgment. So they've gone, we need to take this with the Bangladesh government, right? Because we're still not safe. We don't feel safe. But let's run it past the Bangladesh government. Anyway, the long and short of it is, and then they presented the back to the ICC. The ICC said, look, enough of all this. We've voted. There's nothing wrong with the security aspect of it. We'll give you 24 to 48 hours to make up Bangladesh came back and said, oh, we're still not convinced. We need to speak with the Bangladesh government to see if we can receive clearance to play the tournament. The ICC then put their foot down, drew a line in the sand and said, you can do whatever you want, but at the end of the day, we'll give you 48 hours for you to come back with a solid response, because if not, we will replace you with someone else. Simple. There is no two ways to it. We've got another team on standby, Scotland on standby. If you say you can't play, your loss, tournament will go ahead with or without you. Simple as that. So now it's up to you. So Bangladesh is, now mind you, for every participating team in the tournament, there is a purse, a kitty that is allocated to the participating members, which is a substantial amount, right?
How much is it? Do you have an...
Off the top of my head, I don't know, but I'm talking at least close to $500,000 US. Right? And that is only by virtue of being a participant. As you progress in the tournament, you will get more money, right? And that's the reason why these teams want to be part of. That's why it's very important for these associate nations to participate in a World Cup tournament, because one, they get to showcase their skills. Two, that is money that can be then fed to the grassroots, that can promote the game. Just by, being part of the tournament, you just get money in the bank, right? So there is financial implications to that as well. So the ICC said, look, if you don't participate, you get nothing, you get zero, you're cut out from everything. Now this is a bit of an ego, a power struggle. So the Bangladesh government then comes back and then say, still hoping to hold the tournament to ransom, they've gone and said, no, we're still not comfortable. And the ICC said, no worries, see you in 4 years. I'll see you in the next edition. And they get promptly replaced by Scotland. Now, I think this is where we need to discuss, because all this while it's been me a bit on a monologue, really. I don't think they have thought this through. right? One, I think we've only touched upon the financial implications.
Yeah.
I don't think, well, I know for a fact that the Bangladesh players, I don't think the Bangladesh players like this, because they're players, these cricket international players,
Yeah.
this is their dream, right? To showcase their skills in a tournament. This is what they've been playing for. You don't just become part of a World Cup tournament. You have to earn your spot. So they've been playing games leading up to this. They've identified they've announced a squad. There's some new names in there. There's a lot of people that are playing their last edition, right? This is their swan song, if you like.
Yeah.
Just overnight, they've just been told, by the way, that dream of yours ain't happening, buddy. Sorry. So, and that's happened, right, during the BPL, the Bangladesh Premier League, which was the sort of lead up to their what's the word I'm looking for? Their trial ground.
Yeah.
The practice matches leading up into the World Cup tournament. They took a stance because the association strongly condemned.
What the BCB was.
BCB chief said. Now, there is an incident there as well. This thing never stops, right? The circus never stops.
Yeah.
So one of the players, when the Bangladesh Cricket Board said, oh, we need to run it past the government, the former player, Tamim Iqbal, who's a bit of a legend of the game, really,
he is too. Yeah.
right? He just said in a public forum, he's like, completely kosher statement. He said, oh, look, I hope this is resolved sooner than later, because I know as players, we really want to play the tournament. Completely speaking, as a professional, right?
I know where this is going.
But the BCB chief then goes on Twitter, or X as it's called now, on social media, and then says, oh, here's evidence of another Indian agent, those exact words, I use that in quotes, who's put national security on the backbench in terms of dollars. When all this guy said as a professional cricketer was to say, we really want to play the tournament. Simple. We hope this politics, which is fine, which is what's happening with India and Pakistan. At the end of the day, they just want cricket to happen, right? They try to refrain from politics. And then the the Bangladesh Cricket Players Association took offense to that, and then they voiced their concerns publicly, and they also, I think they carried out a strike during the BPL as well in protest. Anyway, so they've lost, I dare say, the players do not trust the board now.
That's a problem.
So that's a big problem.
Yeah.
And the ongoing thing, what's now going to happen is the other financial implications, right? The broadcast rights, they've lost marketing rights. Now, India was supposed to tour in Bangladesh later this year.
Yeah.
Now, whether that was going to happen or not, but now India has got something, the BCCI rather, I should refrain from calling them India. The BCCI now has leverage saying, we're not comfortable playing with them. So they're going to lose out on TV rights, broadcasting rights. Money, lots of money, not just the ICC, not just the WT. So they've dug the proverbial grave, really, for themselves. They've shot themselves in the foot.
I mean, they shot themselves in the foot. I mean, and the fact of the matter is that the team themselves and the Players Association is at odds with the board. Tells you. And look, the BCB has been a shamozzle.
Yes.
Okay? It has not helped itself.
No.
Right?
It's,
And it needs to, and the thing is, and this is across the board here, right? We tend to put political appointees in these positions, right? And sport should have professional people running it.
But Martin, the guy that's heading the BCB is a former Bangladesh player. And he was one of the first. So you know how the BCCI was instrumental in introducing Bangladesh into the thing? Yeah. He was one of the first. He was part of that team. I dare say he was the captain.
So what's his problem now?
It's just, look, somewhere along this, it's just ego. It's just one person's ego that's doing the whole thing. Exactly right. It's just someone has taken personal offense. Someone with calmer heads, cooler heads, or a little more statesmanship, like you said, would have said, okay, we can see there's something that's done against us, but you know what? Let's use this to fire up the players. Yeah. Let's win the tournament. let's get the lion's share of that money and then show it to them. And then refuse to play the IPL, again, a domestic tournament. Let's use the money that we win from the tournament, pump it into the BPL, and make the BPL a premier tournament. Let's get more players in. That's where the thinking should have been, right?
That would have been smart.
That would have been smart, and that's where they would have been hurting the BCCI.
Correct. Yeah.
But by doing this, they've shot themselves. Now they've got a massive hole they need to fill. And I dare say, Martin, the ICC, there will be a bit of a lawsuit, I dare say. Again, there's nothing anecdotal. This is all anecdotal. They will file a reports. I think they will go to court saying the Bangladesh cricket board pulled at the last minute, so they need some sort of financial compensation because they.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised whether they'll go ahead or not.
No, probably not.
But you can't put it past them.
You can't put it past them. Yeah, you can't put it past them.
So now they've opened up a can of worms.
It does. They have. You know, and I think they overstepped. They're conflated. I understand bruised egos, but the fact of the matter is, you know, at the end of the day, they shouldn't have done. I think they overreacted, right?
Yes, yeah. And look, again, just to balance this argument out, that's not to say, you know, all the fault lies with BCB. This start, and Martin, this is I'm happy for you to disagree with me as well. All this could have been avoided had the BCCI not stepped in the way they did.
100%. 100%. I get really annoyed. This BCCI just, I think everything is now so politicized, it's just annoying.
So, but the BCCI did it, in their defense, they did it to their tournament, that local tournament.
It's a local tournament. So, in their defense, it's their tournament.
That they run.
They run. They can decide who plays and who doesn't play, which player plays, which player doesn't play. They can decide that. It is no question about it. They could have decided. But, you know, the way Bangladesh reacted, well, look.
I want to say the PCB, Mohsin Naqvi, played a big part in it as well. I think he was constantly in their evidence, in their ear. And the reason I say this is, once this verdict was passed and Scotland was replaced, Bangladesh was replaced by Scotland, Mohsin Naqvi went on record to say, we still stand by our brothers in Bangladesh. We think a grave injustice has been meted out to them. If things can happen to India, why can't if a tournament location can be rejigged for India, again, makes no sense. Why can't it be done in favor of Bangladesh? We're not happy. And at this stage, we're not comfortable playing as well. So our participation in the tournament is a bit up in the air as well, which is ridiculous because on Friday they announced their squad. The word is, so they haven't confirmed their 100% participation, right? Again, Mohsin Naqvi posted on social media a photo of himself with the Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif, right? And there was a bit of comedy with that as well. When he first made the post, he addressed him as Nawaz Sharif, right? But that was quickly pulled out and
well, that tells you a lot anyway.
Exactly, right?
You know?
And all he said was, we've had a good discussion and we will take the right course of action, but this will be decided late Friday, early Monday. So late Friday was the 30th of January, and Monday is, we're talking the 2nd of February. So again, what are they going to do? They've announced the squad as well. I don't think, after seeing what's happened to Bangladesh, I don't think I'm hoping they won't be silly enough to say, we don't want to go. I think they might try to boycott the India-Pakistan game. I think, because that's the only leverage they've got. Because they think, look, that is a bit of a money spinner, unfortunately.
Look,
right?
if they boycott the India-Pakistan game, which is a commercial money spinner, it's going to have no jokes. There's going to be consequences in it, in the sense, because there's money, a lot of money involved in it, in terms of advertising dollars.
But Pakistan stands to lose more.
Pakistan will stand to lose more. Now, look, at the end of the day, my gut feeling says, and this is just my gut feeling says, they will end up playing.
Oh, 100%. most of Naqvi's record, really, and the PCB as well, to be fair.
And apply.
It's
and,
all,
and
yeah.
it's
the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah, and then Bangladesh will look dumb and stupid.
Yeah.
They'll be like, why the hell did we?
Why did we do this?
Yeah. There's another plane taking off.
They've been hung out to dry,
They've
basically.
literally been hung out to dry. You know, it's a lot of action here. By the way, just to let you know, this is the private airfield where we have the Australian Open, and there's a lot of Gulfstream jets have landed here. So there's quite a number of G500s parked around the corner. Anyway, so we have critics have been split in both sides, right?
Yeah.
I mean, let's not call it critics. We'll just say commentators, right?
Yeah.
So Rashid Latif basically said, Pakistan should get out of it, and that will stop the World Cup, in its tracks. I don't think it will do that, but someone like Eshan Mani has basically said that cricket has lost its direction due to the way ICC is structured. You can't have double standards. Anyway, it depends on where you're coming from. On the flip side of it, you have people like Mohammad Azharuddin saying that it's Bangladesh's loss. The government should have stepped in formally. And then, go on. Sorry, mate.
No. I was going to say that the government part is interesting. I'll tell you why.
And I know the guy from The Last Word. Who are the two guys that do The Last Word?
Adam Collins and Jeff Lemon.
Jeff Lemon also has said a couple of things. I don't know exactly, but he's like, as much as he pants out the BCB, he is also literally he has a gripe with the BCCI. I know that.
Oh, who wouldn't, Martin?
Yeah, I think something has gone there that has not gone right.
No, because the BCCI, like we said, they are not shy to flex their muscle, right? Yeah. Unfortunately, so there's a lot of stuff. There's unspoken rules in the commentators they choose as well. You're not almost allowed to sort of question the BCCI publicly, right? They've got such a tight-knit wall around them. You're either in or you're not. Simple as that. It's either their way or the highway. Simple as that. The BCCI has made no qualms about it. You and I, look, I won't club you into this. I am a diehard Indian team supporter, but that's only to the players. There's things in the BCCI that irk me, right? There's a lot of stuff in there. But look, anyway.
There's a smarter way of flexing power.
Correct.
And this naked aggression,
well, see,
this is everyone off.
See, this is the thing, right? This is where cooler heads. I go back to that. Remember the documentary Fire in Babylon about West Indies cricket? Yeah. I just go back to that one episode where Tony Greig, when he said he wanted to make the West Indies team grovel. The captain at that time, Clive Lloyd, did not say a thing. All he did was he came to the dressing room. He said, "We don't need to say a thing. The man has spoken for us." Yeah. So in all of this, I think the Pakistan cricket board is just.
They've been egging them on.
They have been egging them on. To the point where Bangladesh Cricket Board has got, they've got nothing, they've got no leverage now at the moment, right? They've gone, now we've been kicked out and that's it. We've got a group of players that are now unhappy with us. How are you going to recover from this? Now, we talked about the government reason, Bangladesh government. The irony is, overnight, the Bangladesh government has given clearance for the Bangladesh shooting team to go into India.
I know.
Right? So
and there's no security issues there.
There's no security issues there. So now, again, if I were a Bangladesh cricket player now, how would I be feeling? I would be pretty. I
would be a very unhappy puppy. That's all I can. A very unhappy puppy.
It's left them with nothing now, right?
Yeah. I mean, and the saddest part is they have no control over this. It's now all political narrative building.
It's purely.
Yeah, and and the athletes suffer.
Well, Martin, you correct me. You're an expert in this geopolitical domain.
Yep.
Is this even a political narrative? Considering that the Bangladesh shooting team has been given clearance to go.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, right? The sport is an extension in our neck of the woods of politics.
So go.
And basically what they've done is, this election's coming, right?
That's my one.
There's elections coming. Everyone wants to make a stand that they're, they're as nationalistic as you can be, or as patriotic. Sorry, I'll remove the word nationalistic. I'm very patriotic, and that's basically everyone just flexing their patriotism, right? And I think that's basically where this is going, and it makes no sense. But look, at the end of the day, the people that suffer is the sportsmen, the elite athletes, which is sad because they have basically spent an inordinate amount of time preparing for this, physically, mentally, psychologically, and everything, and now it's down the drain.
And you're absolutely right. Again, the politics of it is, because cricket is so intertwined with politics, especially in the subcontinent, right? I dare say the Bangladesh government used this as a bit of a stepping stone, like you said, just to win the election, just to get some leverage there.
Yeah,
right? It had nothing to do with the sport. Because shooting is, again, I can hand on heart say it's not something that I follow religiously. And this sort of flew under the radar purely because this doesn't sit with the majority of the population, right? Yep. Whereas the Bangladesh government, by taking the stand, or the interim government rather, by taking the stand, have almost used this as a platform to secure votes, to vote them into power.
That's right. Yeah.
Again, nothing to do with cricket, nothing to do with the cricketers. They've just used it. So it's just used to fuel individual egos, really.
Yeah.
And to make a stand, because obviously the ousted president of Bangladesh is in India now, so they're using all of this. So using India as a sort of enemy there.
That's basically what it is. All right, well, let's circle back to the game itself. I mean, the controversies have been done and dusted. So the tournament, the T20 tournament, India has won it twice, England has won it twice, West Indies has won it twice, Australia just once. Interesting, isn't it? Yes. Pakistan has won it once and Sri Lanka has won it once, right? Interesting stats there. All right, so now that we know who has won it, I mean, the question is now, what are the odds and who do you think is going to win this?
Look, T20 is such a format, Martin, where it's very unpredictable, right? When I say very unpredictable, look, you do have favorites, tournament favorites, but it's such a format that within 2 overs, you could change a game on its head, right? You could have a Maxwell-like innings from the World Cup. Remember when he scored the 200?
Jesus,
so something like, it just takes one person.
I still suffer from PTSD watching.
No. Imagine the Afghanistan players. They thought they had the game in the bag, right? For 90% of the time. And then suddenly.
That was insane.
But look, if just as tournament favorites, I would have to say India clear favourites at this stage. And again, this has nothing to do with me being a supporter of Indian cricket. I'm just saying logic would determine, just the way the team is balanced, the teams are balanced for a couple of reasons. One, the way India is playing the T20 game at the moment is head and shoulders above everyone else. It took a while for them to get there, right? But now that they found their groove, they are at a different level. The other teams are sort of playing catch up. 2, they are playing in India, so home conditions.
That makes a significant amount of difference.
Absolutely.
So the betting odds are this, right? 46% are saying that India is going to win. 24% Australia. 18% England, and South Africa is 13%. Now, my take on this is this, right? I think I'm going to say, like I said previously to you, I think I'll put my money with South Africa. I know you. Look, we all want India to win, but I think South Africa is going to be a different show. What do you think? Or who do you think? I mean, look, if you were to just say, there would be you're not 100% sure if I mean, naturally we all want India to win, but who would be, you think, if somebody is going to dethrone India, who would it be?
Oh, look, if there's someone that could I'll put it this way, right? I can't predict a winner. I'll predict the semi-finalists, the 4 teams.
Okay,
right?
Well, let's do that.
I'm going India, Australia, South Africa, and my last team, I'm going to say New Zealand.
Yeah, I've got the same lineup.
New Zealand. Have
I
you?
think I've got this. I thought you were going to say England because I said no.
No,
I don't
I-
want.
I-
Now I'm not going to go to England. I'm going with New Zealand
Okay.
because they're just playing right now and they're doing well.
Yeah, look, New Zealand. New Zealand has something in them that they always fly under the radar,
They
and
do.
they're
They're very-
always in these world tournaments. They
Yeah.
perform. It's almost unfair to say that they exceed expectations. They're probably one of the most consistent teams when it comes to world tournaments.
I agree.
right?
100% agree with you there.
But I'll just put it out there. And New Zealand, and the team that they're playing with in India is not their first choice as well. So there's a few people to come in as well.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. But having said that, look, it's anyone's game, right?
Okay.
It's open. India do have.
We have to come back on, in terms of when it comes to that knockout stage. We'll
Yes,
come back
we'll
and
come
have a
back. Yeah,
chat
yeah.
and see how accurate we were. Let me ask you this question, mate. Give me 4 players that you think they're going to have an outstanding World Cup.
Oh, okay.
Somebody that's going to be like, holy moly, this guy has just rocketed himself into the outer
Another
space.
stratosphere.
Stratosphere, right. So 4 players that is going to do, you think is going to make some difference.
Okay. I'm going to say the obvious one is probably I'm going to say Abhishek Sharma is going
Yep.
to have a good tournament. Now I could come at the end of
Crashing
the
down.
story, crashing down, right? He could have he's got some form leading to this, but the last thing you want is for his form to be deserting him. Actually, let's do it this way, right? Let's look at the batsman and bowler. I think that might be.
All right, let's go with bats.
So I think as a bowler, I'm going to say Adam Zampa is going to have a cracker tournament. Yeah, I'm just going to go. Maybe I'll name 2 batters. The other player to look out for is. I'm stumped. It's going to be. Travis Head. I'm going to say Travis Head. Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma, ironically, they play for Sunrisers Hyderabad. Bowlers, Adam Zampa and...
Bumrah?
Bumrah's going to have a good tournament.
Don't think he's going to be good.
I don't
What
think
about
he'll-
Varun Chakravarti?
Varun Chakravarti might have a good. I think he's... Yeah.
What do you think of Gurbaz?
He'll have a middling tournament. I don't
reckon?
think... Yeah.
All right. So, give me 2 batsmen that are going to be outstanding and 2 bowlers that you think
Yeah,
is
so Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head, I think, are going to have
bowlers.
bowlers. Zampa.
And
I'm going to go Rashid Latif.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, not Rashid Latif. Rashid Khan. Sorry, Rashid.
Oh,
Latif.
okay.
Rashid Khan.
Okay. That's
Rashid Khan.
radio. Okay. I can work with that one. Right. So, final thoughts, mate. Final thoughts.
Look,
give us some final thoughts.
The final thoughts are, look, it's unfortunate Bangladesh isn't playing because, again, apart from India, Pakistan, which unfortunately doesn't live up to the hype, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka is always a game that there's a lot of drama around. So it's a shame that's not going to happen. But look, I think we need to address one more thing. What this also does with the whole episode is India's ability to host global tournaments.
That's a good point, actually.
So this, and we'll leave this discussion for later. As much as we've bashed Bangladesh, we have bashed Bangladesh a fair bit in this episode. But look, just to balance out the argument, what India is doing by virtually smoking out teams and players is showing their, what's the word I'm looking for, Martin? I'll rephrase that statement. Are they actually furthering their case of being good host to host? Are they being a good host nation to host something like an Olympics? Do you think they're setting the track record is going well?
Well, the Olympics is the Olympics is managed by the International Olympic Committee, right?
Do they have a case now by singling out?
So it doesn't help India's case.
No.
It doesn't help India's case at all. But though, in saying that, India acted on a local matter, had nothing to do, and was on a local team, and saying we don't want that. And that normally happens anywhere, anyway. But the thing is,
But Martin, what they've also done previously, and again, we've mentioned
yeah,
that
we have never been. To be honest with you, we've never been. You know what? This is going to be very hard, all right, to say, because there is a lot of international sports that happen in India. Right. There's the volleyball, the badminton, the table tennis, and all these things happen. So it's not as if they don't do it. And it has never resulted in a controversy. So I don't think, look, the IOC would probably look at it, or the Commonwealth Games guys would also look at things. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to finance. Money talks. Right? Sadly, that's the way it works.
yeah.
Look at the US right now, right? They have the World Cup football, and then they're going to have the Olympics.
Olympics.
Yeah. Hardly anyone is going to rock up now for the World Cup. Normally the tickets are sold and there's no issues. There's already issues with ticket sales. Imagine that. So, but at the end of the day, you know, it just started to happen. They had allocated this game a long time ago, but the World Cup guys, they had a chance to move this and handle it real quickly, but they decided to double down. So my gut feeling says, like, look, they'll all make noise. Put it this way: Qatar hosted,
True.
right, and
FIFA.
the FIFA World Cup with a lot of things that was wrong, right? Everybody came out and bashed them, but then look, there's a lot of truth to it, and there's also a lot of fiction to it. So at the end of the day, the only reason why they did it is simply because there's a lot of money involved.
True. True.
So in terms of money, if there's, look, everybody's hands are greased, I reckon it will still continue.
Yeah. No. Good point.
Yeah, they will all make a noise, don't get me wrong. They will just
they
have
will.
human rights. They start with human rights, minority rights, this rights, that rights. There'll be a lot. Yeah, they'll say a lot. It'll be...
It'll all be filtered out at the right time.
And look, let's put it very bluntly. There's a lot of churn happening in the world.
True.
All right? You look at all these countries. There's a lot of countries that are trying to sign free trade agreements with India. And so it's going to be very hard for them to all back out either. You know,
No.
Normally they all follow the line of what the United States tell them
Correct.
to do, right? But now it's a bit more polarized than that.
Yeah, it is.
So it's going to be it'll be interesting 10 years. Let me put it that way. It'll be interesting 10 years. Anyway, I think we digressed. Look, in 7 days we're going to be starting the World Cup. I'm going to drag this man out halfway through the tournament, and we're going to have a quick analysis of everything. And see where this tournament is going, and let's see what your thoughts are. I bet you there'll be more dramas coming.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely more dramas coming, and
We can't predict the results, but we can predict the drama.
we can predict the drama. So, any last thoughts from your end, mate?
No, look, like you said, the next few weeks will be interesting. There's going to be a lot of action. As much as, we've talked about tournament favorites, on any given day, any team can beat anyone. So that's one of the beauty. That's the beauty of the sport. That is T20. So look, watch this space. We'll definitely have a mid-tournament review, see how it goes, and then reassess. We'll see how well we've gone in our predictions. But look, it's always a pleasure chatting with you, Martin.
Absolute pleasure doing this, man. I mean, this is our take 3 on this episode, but we'll get there eventually. All right, on that lovely note, let me put it that way. On that lovely note, we're going to bring this to a close. For those of you who are coming, this is your first time on seeing our content. Thank you very much for bearing with us and watching it through. Please subscribe. Please give us a thumbs up. For those of you who are returning and are, subscribers, thank you very much. And thank you for watching our content. And we look forward to seeing you there in the next episode. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.
Thanks all.
See you guys. Bye.